G'day everyone. Today's practice is going to hit a little bit of everything. So we've got some heart opening in there as well as some core work and even some handstands. All you'll need for today is your mat. So when you're ready, let's begin. So we'll begin sitting the hips back on top of the heels, keeping the thighs together and just letting your hands rest wherever they want to rest. Some days they might feel more natural with the palms facing up. Some days you might want palms face down. Just honoring whatever it is. Once your eyes begin to close, just beginning to come into your own breath. Not necessarily trying to make the breath any louder or changing it in any way, just becoming aware of how it's traveling. You may be coming to this practice from a space of relaxation and ease, or perhaps you've just finished your day and you're coming to it from a state of rushing and stress. So it's always nice to find a little bit of time just to slow down. Close the eyes and just bring the awareness in. So we'll be working on a little bit of everything today. Lots of length and strength in the arms, activation through the core, as well as some leg work as well. Just take one long breath in here, really fill up through the nose, feel the belly expand, the chest rise, the shoulders rise. And let it out through the mouth. And begin to blink your eyes open. From here, begin to take your arms up and overhead. So as we work to extend the arms, we're really working to keep the ribs drawing in rather than flaring out. So if you find more exhale and compress through the front body, it will be more challenging to reach the arms up and overhead. It's more of an active shoulder flexion, but you'll be able to keep a little more awareness in the core. So we're going to wake up through the forearms, and we're going to team it with the breath. So on the inhale, can you open the hands super duper wide, fan the fingers apart. And the exhale, squeeze the fist really tight. And I'm sure we've done these ones before, and if not, you're in for a treat. Inhale, open the hands really wide. Exhale to close them super tight. So we'll keep the same pace in the breath, just speed up the movement in the hands. So inhale, and exhale. Breathing in, and let it go. As we start to move a little bit faster, notice we may lose the tendency to open the hands along the way, but both movements are just as important as each other. We're working to pre-fatigue the extensors and the flexors in the forearms because they are so responsible when the hands bear weight in the yoga practice, which they do quite a lot. And as we are working on a few handstands today, you want those supporting muscles to protect the wrist joint and be able to bear a little bit of weight. So we're only going to be here for another 10. 4, 9, keep the breath steady. 4, 8, see if maybe you can go faster than me. For 7, for 6, 5, for 4, they're burning, I know they are. For 3, 4, 2, hold for 1, and 0. The arms rest down by the sides. Roll through the shoulders a little bit, roll out the neck, whatever feels natural. We'll allow the back of the hands to rest against the thighs and just start to wiggle the fingers. So what this is going to do here is just give you some length through the extensors, which are constantly shortened in our yoga practice because our wrists are always in extension. So this motion here with the back of the hand resting on something is wrist flexion. And it's really good to balance out if all we do is yoga. And then we'll start to naturally progress to that all fours position, making your way through the spinal movements of cow and cat, and extension and flexion through the spine. So on the inhale, the belly softens, tailbone lifts up, you pull the chest forward and lift the gaze. As we exhale, chin draws to chest, press the upper and middle back to ceiling, curl the tail under and gaze towards the thighs. Just beginning to move through a few of those following your own breath. So inhale, belly softens, gaze and tail lift. Exhale, we tuck the chin round the back. You want to get a little more creative, maybe tuck under the toes, send the hips back towards the heels, and just feel your way into your body and your spine in a way that's really going to serve you, your body and your practice today. So Each time we come onto the mat, it's always different, right? We always feel completely different, so we have to honor that. We don't move the same way every single time we come onto the mat. There's variances and differences we need to make depending on how we're feeling. Give a little more life to the hands, you can turn the fingers out to either side, just rock from side to side. Just taking one more round of breath wherever you may be. Preparing for our downward facing dog. So tucking toes under, send the hips to heels, and lift those knees, guide the hips up and back. Just creating natural movement through the hips, waking up the back of the legs, pedaling out through the feet. Finding length from wrists to tailbone. If you need to bend the knees, absolutely. And once we settle into some stillness, take those feet back hip width apart. Inhale, we'll reach the right leg up and back behind us. So keeping the right foot engaged, toes flexing towards the face. The exhale, we're going to take the right knee to the left elbow. So that's the opposite side. We come across the body. Everything else stays the same. Just extend the right leg out to the left hand side. So the rest of the body, apart from that right leg, thinks it's in a high plank right now. Just begin to rock some weight back and forwards on the ball of the left foot. So not only are we waking up and lengthening through the outer right hip, the IT band especially, but getting some life in the ball of the left foot. And draw that right knee back in towards the chest. Take the leg up towards the sky. Begin to roll your right hip open and bend into the knee. Finding, if we can, an active contraction of the right hamstring. So really squeezing that right heel in towards the left glute. Feel the right shoulder pop up, send the right armpit to the back wall. Descend the left heel towards the floor as you send that right knee a little higher. Big yawn for the right hand side of the body. Full inhale. Exhale, we'll come back to downward facing dog. Once right foot lands, we'll inhale, left leg up and back behind us. Keep the foot engaged, hips nice and square. Exhale, left knee comes across the body to the right elbow first. Extend that left leg to the right hand side. If you need more length, shuffle your right foot backwards. Rock back and forwards on the ball of the foot. We want to see if we can keep this left foot engaged, the toes stay flexible. One of the things we often forget, especially when jumping into a handstand, is that we need a little bit of life in the feet. The feet are the furthest thing away from the brain, so it's easy to forget about them along the way. So we're just keeping a little bit of awareness there. And bring the left knee back in towards the chest. So we extend the leg up towards the sky, hip rolls open, we bend the knee, actively drawing the left heel in towards the right glute. Keeping shoulders nice and square, driving that right heel a little further back towards the floor if it makes it. Last breath in. Exhale, we'll come to downward facing dog. Shift the gaze forward, elevate the heels, just begin to tiptoe towards the top of the mat. Feet land between the hands, inhale, halfway lift, bend the knees if you need to, draw the sternum forward. And exhale, we'll fold, the elbows bend, the head drops. Inhale, we'll reach arms all the way up and overhead, getting long, very top of the breath, palms touch above the head. And exhale, we'll draw palms together. Giving yourself a moment just to catch your breath. Prepare to make our way through some modified sun salutations today. Really aim at building some strength and awareness in the legs, as well as the muscles of the upper and middle back. Taking an inhale together. Side. Inhale, we reach the arms. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, we bow forward. Uttanasana. Use the bend in the knees to take the tension out of the hamstrings. Inhale, we'll find halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Keeping the right leg where it is, extend the left leg back nice and long. We're coming into a lunge. A little longer than perhaps you want your lunge to be at this very early stage in the practice. So shuffle the left foot backwards. Come onto the fingertips, descend into the right thigh. Finding that runner's lunge, so the shoulders roll back. Runner's lunge, I should say. Shoulders roll back, chest lifts. Then fire up that left glute. It's as though the left knee is trying to move away from the floor, as the right thigh bone is trying to get a little closer. We pull the navel in towards the spine. We're just going to float the arms down by the side. Feeling the retraction in the shoulder blades, the activation in the trapezius muscles, the rhomboids, latissimus dorsi, all those muscles in the back body are working. Right leg starting to fire up. One last breath in. Exhale, we take the hands to mat. Step the right leg back to plank pose. Push your way from the floor. Hold for your inhale. Exhale, we lower down. Tops of the feet press down. Inhale, lift the chest. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Keep the crown of the head reaching forward. And then exhale, you make your way back to downward facing dog, whatever that journey looks like for you. Give yourself 3 breaths here in downward facing. In through the nose, and out through the nose. 2 more like that. Never trying to rush the breath. Letting it flow naturally. Last inhale. Open the mouth to let it go. And keeping the palms nice and flat. We'll walk the feet 1 step closer. Gaze forward between the hands. Inhale, we lift the heels and bend the knees. And on the exhale, we're going to take a gentle hop and land the feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway there. Exhale to fold. Inhale, we reach our arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, palms to touch. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, we bend knees and bow. Halfway lift on the inhale, use the bend in the knee. Then left foot stays, extend the right leg back nice and long, find that lunge. Activating the right leg, glute is firm, right heel lifts, left thigh sitting lower, chest elevated. And really pull the belly in, feel the activation in the core, extend the arms down by the side. Working to create as best we can this straight line from the back heel to the crown of the head. Keeping the hips drawing in towards each other. Keeping the left side rib cage and the left thigh connected. One last breath. Exhale, hands to mat. Right leg stays. Extend your left leg back to plank pose. Pause for that inhale. This time we just lower halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. So the elbows squeezing towards the body. We want to hold it for just a moment. Then gently untuck the feet, one at a time maybe, but straighten through the arms. Upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Linger here for a moment for the opening through the front body. Knees are lifting away from the floor, shoulders stacked above the wrists. One last breath. Downward facing dog on the breath line. The body's a little bit warmer. We played with a gentle hop towards the top of the mat. And this time to really warm up the entire body nice and quickly, we're going to play with the idea of 5 tuck jumps to the top of the mat. So maybe you get a little bit of hang time and you hang right there. We're not trying to take the legs all the way out. We're trying to keep knees to chest and heels in towards the butt. So the way we want to get there is walk the feet 1 step closer so that the hips are higher. Keeping arms nice and straight, palms flat, and gaze down between the hands. When I work to jump, we're going to try and keep the knees in the chest and the heels in towards the butt. As you look forward, inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. And exhale, work to kick the heels to butt, keep the knees to chest. And if you're taking 5 pops, you give yourself those 5 pops. Sometimes it doesn't quite stick on the first attempt, so you give it a few more goes. Maybe you're having one last final attempt. And we'll meet in a forward fold, feet between the hands. Take a moment to catch opposite elbows. And sway from side to side. If you feel as though you're holding tension in the back of the neck, interlace the fingers. Rest them just to the base of the skull. It allows everything to just release a little more. And sway from side to side just to feel some natural movement through the feet. Releasing the hands to the earth.
going to take our two big toes to touch and keep the heels slightly separated. Our intention is to come into Utkatasana from here a little lower than perhaps you'd like. So inhale, lift the chest halfway, sit back into the hips, the chest will rise. Then we reach the arms. We're creating in the Utkatasana this shape almost like a lightning bolt. So this Z letter shape. So the hips are moving back and down at the same time the chest is lifting forward and up. So the torso is not collapsing over the thighs, it's trying to lift away. The thighs are descending towards the floor. The arms are reaching higher. If you want a little more assistance, hook one thumb over the next. See if you can reach those arms up a little higher. More active flexion through the shoulder joint. Take a breath here. We'll hold for the exhale. Separate the thumbs if they're connected. We're going to work to descend the hips all the way down towards the mat. Extending the legs out long in front, finding Navasana boat pose. So we're drawing the inner thighs towards each other, drawing the inner ankles towards each other. Keeping some life in the feet, you can flex them. Reach the arms down the other side. I'm going to be here for just a moment of time, so you can stay with the knees bent. You can work to straighten the legs. If we're straightening, we'll point the toes. We stay present. Stay connected. See if you can feel the chest lifting, the shoulders rolling back. I'm going to be here for 10, for 9, for 8, like you're holding 2 dinner plates, for 7, 6, 5, for 4, 3, 2, on 1. Bring the knees to chest. We are going to come back to chair pose. So if you want a little momentum, take a gentle rock backwards. Lift the hips. Come back to that Utkatasana. Thighs sitting lower, arms reaching higher. We're here just for one last breath. And exhale, we'll come all the way up to stand. Bring the palms together. Let the eyes to soften shut. Connect with your breath. Press the thumbs against the sternum so you can feel the beating of the heart. And the body is absolutely ready. We're going to start to make our way into our little flow. Working strength through the arms, strength through the legs. And again, there will be an option to play with the handstand if that's part of your practice. If not, there'll be options for you as well. So inhale, we reach the arms up. Exhale, we fold forward. And take a halfway lift on your inhale, bend the knees. An option here to step back, come through a vinyasa or float back to chaturanga. Remember, if we're floating, we try and land with the bend in the elbows. Just to take all the tension out of the low back and the shoulder joint along the way. Exhale will take you back to downward facing dog. When we arrive, inhale, right leg lifts up and back behind us, toes stay flat. Exhale, right knee will find the left elbow like you did before. So come across the body, extend the leg out to the left hand side. And this time a little different, we'll drop the back heel down. Start to reach the left arm up towards the sky. So we're in fallen triangle, right foot is staying active. Notice you may need to shift that right hand. So the shoulder's directly over the wrist, you have that straight line stacking of joints. The obliques are working to lift and elevate the hips. There's more space. You can spin that left palm so the pinky faces the front of the room and extend the arm forward. And press down through the inside edge of that right hand, the left foot. From here we see if that right leg will lift in the air. Maybe it's just a millimeter, maybe a meter. Wherever you are, we're going to be there for 3, for 2, on 1. If the leg is lifting, keep it lifted. Left hand to earth, pivot onto the left toes, reach the right leg up towards the sky. And roll the hip open, bend the knee. You can absolutely stay right here, or fall off onto the outside edge of the left foot, deliver the ball of the right foot off the left side of the mat. Keep pressing through the left hand, pivot the hips and heart up towards the sky, and reach the right arm forward. Wild. Take an inhale here. And exhale, the right hand will find the mat. Roll onto the left toes. Draw the right knee to chest. And deliver the foot forward between the hands. Back knee will lower down. We'll come on up, find a nice long spine. Working to keep the front of your hips lifting, the tailbone descending. So instead of sinking down into the hips, we work to stay upright. And press the right palm down on top of the right thigh. Take the left hand to the left hip. Option to stay right here or bend up the left knee. Catch hold of the left foot. Again, if you feel yourself sinking forward, maybe shuffle your right foot a little more in front of you. Press through the right heel to send the hips back. Left heel draws to left glute. Front body starts to lift. Through space, we reach the right arm up, maybe even the gate. Ardha Bakasana. We're going to wrap the left shoulder forward. Engage your left glute. Feel the psoas line in the front of the left hip start to open. One last breath here. Exhale, right hand finds the thigh. Gently lean forward if we've got hold of the foot to let it go. Take fingertips to the earth. Straighten through the right leg. Flex the toes towards the face and fold over the thigh. And coming into your Ardha Hanuman, your halfway split. Take some free movement, rock from side to side. Release tension in the back of the neck by allowing the head to remain heavy. Just a little life in the right foot by flexing the toes towards you. As we begin to lift our chest, we will be making our way back into the lunge, not before a little bit of active hip flexor compression. So tap the fingers, come onto fingertips, pull the belly to spine, straighten through the arms, keep the toes flexing and just elevate and lift the right foot. We're going to be here for 5, for 4, for 3, maybe lift that leg a little higher for 2. Hold for 1. On 0, soften the heel down. Slide the heel back just enough so you can ground that right foot down in front of you. We'll have 2 options here. The right foot's going to stay where it is for now. You take the hands in front of the foot. If you want to come into standing split, you can extend the left leg up towards the sky. Point through the left toes. And try and allow your torso and your brain to move a little closer towards your right thigh. You can stay right there if you like, keeping that left foot alive. If you want to play with the little bunny hops to the split leg handstand, arms will move maybe about 30 centimeters in front of the right foot. They stay straight, biceps wrapping, inner palm heavy. If we're coming into handstand, we'll flex the left foot, take a bend into the right knee, gaze down between the hands and find a gentle hop. So if you arrive, see if you can hold the L shape for a little bit. Take a few attempts if you need to. Keeping both feet engaged. Pressing through the hands. Gaze down between the hands. Finding elevation in the shoulder blade. If you are, we're going to be there for 5, 4, for 3, 2, on 1. We'll all meet in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Take the palms, place them underneath the feet, inhale halfway lift, and then exhale we fold. As you release your hands, create a connection between your ribcage and your thighs. We are preparing for Bakasana crow pose. So we want to sit the hips back as though we were coming into Utkatasana. Ribs and thighs stay connected. Knees find the back of the arms, towards the armpits, up above the triceps. Arms resemble chaturanga, that's biceps wrapping forward, elbows bent. As we press through the inner part of the hand, we lean forward, the hips lift. If you feel the feet lift, we point through the toes, squeeze the heels in towards the butt. We're just going to hold that for 3 breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. If the arms start to slip a little, it's mainly because of the perspiration. Don't worry, mine is slipping too. One last inhale. Stay for the breath out. And the arms stay bent, we just extend the legs back. Chaturanga. Take upward facing dog. Exhale, we meet in downward facing.
If the body gets too hot along the way, you just take a deep inhale and sigh out.
Inhale, you reach the left leg up and back behind. Exhale, left knee to right elbow from across the body. Extend the leg out to the right hand side. Soften the back heel down. Shift the left hand if you need to so it's directly underneath the left shoulder, reach that right arm. Fallen triangle. Left foot flexing, left quad engaged. Start to extend the right arm forward if there's a little more space. Gaze up under the right tricep. If there's a little more to give, lift the left leg in the air. Active hip flexor compression, active oblique work. We're here for 3, for 2, on right hand to earth, left leg to sky. Hip rolls open, we bend the knee. Can stay or flip, fall off onto the outside edge of the right foot. Ball of the left foot grounds down. Spin and reach the hips and heart up towards the sky. Feeling this front body opening. So you press through the ball of that left foot to elevate. Open the body a little more. And left hand finds the mat. Pivot onto the right toes. Draw the left knee to chest and step the foot forward. Back knee drops, we'll find that lunge. Looking to elevate the front body, descend the tailbone. Left hand can find the thigh. Take the right hand around, catch hold of the right foot if there's space. The breath starting to slow down. Elevate. Lift the hips. Lift the chest. Extend the left arm. Feeling the quad stretch on the right hand side, the stability in the left leg and the length in the torso and arm. Left hand will gently find the thigh. As we lean forward, release the back. Extend the left leg out long in front of us. Allow yourself to fall. Again, maybe finding that free movement, shifting hips from side to side. Knowing head to be heavy. When it comes time to lift the chest, prepare our hands, tented fingers. Press into the floor, keep the left foot flexing, see if that left leg will rise. We're always going to have one leg that's a little stronger than the next. If you need more assistance, lean backwards a little bit more. See if we can stay there just for 3, for 2, lift for 1, 2 more bonus seconds. And we lower the foot down. Whew. Those ones are a killer, I know. And slide that left heel back just a touch. Find the lunge. You take your option here. There was that option for standing split, just extending the right leg to sky, keeping the toes pointed. Or if we're coming for the split leg handstand, you elevate the right foot will stay flexed. Gaze down between the hands, gentle hop off the left foot. Keeping the feet engaged, hips working to stay square. Elevated through the shoulders. Letting the core to draw in, compression in the front body, just like we did at the very beginning of practice. You're going to be there for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, hold for 1, and on 0. Allow yourself to come down. Find the fold for a moment. Walk your feet a touch wider. Sit the hips down nice and low. Find vinyasa. Just resting your elbows just on top of the knees with the palms face up. And just help to take the tension out of the wrists. Palms together at heart. We've already spent a lot of time on the wrist, so this will be a little more free for you. The eyes to soften sharp. Just listen to the sound of your own breath. Feel the beating of the heart. And here, Just for 2 more breaths. Long inhale through nose. Open mouth exhale. Long breath through the nose. Open mouth exhale. From here you can use your hands for support. Just allow the hips to lower down to the mat. Finish off just with some gentle hip openers as well as some forward folds. So extend take the left leg out long in front of us first. So that'll be your left leg. Take the sole of the right foot inside the left thigh. Sit yourself up nice and tall, keep an active left foot, toes stay flexible. Turn the torso just very gently over the thigh. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, we fall. So it's never necessarily the destination to catch the foot. You can allow the hands just to rest, but if the foot is there, absolutely, you can grab hold of it. If there's more space, you can take the right hand to the outside of the left foot, the left hand to the inside. Just allow the elbows to bend, and gently pull yourself down. Taking your own count of 3 breaths there. Inhale, the chest will lift to tighten. And exhale, we fall. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, we fall. Last one together. Slowly come back up to a seat. Give yourself a moment just to find the length through the spine. And that breath to slow down a little. Swap over to the other side. Extending right leg out long in front this time. Sole of left foot inside the right thigh. Sit up nice and tall. A little bit of life in the right foot. Turn the torso over the thigh. Take a breath in. And exhale, you work to fall. Whatever capacity that looks like for you today. If the left hamstring doesn't like being straight, you can always bend up the left knee, or perhaps even take the right foot underneath the left knee, if that helps, just to take the tension out of the hamstring. And if there was more space, you could catch the foot, or flip the hands over, catch the opposite side. And your breath begin to slow down. We do prepare the body for stillness. One last breath here. And we'll sigh out. As we begin to make our way back up. One more forward fold before we come on down to the back. Paschimottanasana. Look to extend both legs out long in front. And remember, depending on your hamstrings, your knees can be absolutely bent along the way. If it feels comfortable for them to be straight, fantastic. Again, keeping that life in the feet, a little bit of activation in the quadriceps. You lift your hips, lower them back down, so you know the sitting bones are equally grounded. And we'll pull the shoulders back. One thing that's often forgotten in the Paschimottanasana, instead of just the forward fold, we're trying to find a gentle heart opener. So the shoulders are rolling back, but leading with the collarbones. So inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, move from the pelvis, take the entire torso forwards. Life in the feet, life in the quads. Allowing the inhales to extend those collarbones forward, draw the shoulders back. And the exhale to fold you a little heavier. Preparing the body to really slow down as we almost towards our Shavasana. Maybe taking the opportunity here to close your eyes. And let the head be super heavy, maybe move the neck from side to side. When it's time to make your way up, use your fingers as support to slowly lift the chest. In your own time, your own way. Just begin to bring yourself down for your final resting pose. Extending the legs out long in front, taking the hips just, or the feet rather, just a touch wider than the hips. If you feel when you lower down there's a strong arching in your low back, you can lift the hips and move the skin of the glutes down towards the heel. Allowing the shoulder blades to roll onto the back, the arms to rest down by the side, and the palms to face up. And the eyes to close. Offering up your own efforts, honouring your practice, your body and your breath. Stay as long as you need. So you feel the urge to make your way back. Once again, absolutely no obligation to make your way up from Shavasana. You can stay there as long as you like. I just want to thank you all for practicing. Please feel free to like and share this video. Leave some comments below if there's anything you'd like to see.